Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and I'm back again with Armored Warfare, and this is the M1A1 Abrams. This is, of course, the American Tier 8 main battle tank. And what can I say? It is a very enjoyable tank to play. Much like the T90, it is just a fantastic tank to play. Great firepower, great armor protection, just outstanding. It was so much fun to play. I really enjoyed this tank. There's just, you know, it was one of those things like when I first started looking at Armored Warfare and I was trying to think of what tree I wanted to go along, what tank I wanted to get as a main battle tank progression wise. I really looked heavily at the Leopard 2 because being a Canadian, that's the tank that we use. So I was kind of like, hey, you know what, I want to have that tank. But the Abrams really kind of changed my mind. And the Abrams kind of ended up being, this is the one that I think I'm going to pursue first. I'm going to go down the Abrams line. Just because with a lot of the American tanks leading up to the Abrams, you get a fairly good amount of armor protection on those tanks going all the way up. And the Abrams, of course, it does not disappoint. And owning the Lord of War package, I've got the MBT-70, which is kind of like an Abrams precursor. It was a joint project between Germany and the U.S. that actually didn't go anywhere, but you can see a lot of the hallmarks that would later become the Abrams and the Leopard 2 in that tank's design. And I really, I just got to say, I really enjoy this tank. The rate of fire is awesome. The armor protection, obviously, is awesome. And it was just, with the accuracy. And of course, this is once again bone stock. There's no cage on it. A lot of the ERA or additional armor packages that you would place onto this tank aren't there yet. But it performed so well. It was just so outstanding that it's really what when I was playing through these tier 8s, it was kind of like the tank that just kind of said, "Okay, stop, wait. This is the first tank tree that you want to go down." Just because when you're going down the Leopard tree, the Leopard 1 and the Leopard 1A5, they really lack in armor protection. They're excellent tanks. They have fantastic firepower, fantastic accuracy, but their armor protection is lacking. Whereas with the American lines, when you get up to the M60 and whatnot, you also have explosive reactive armor tagged onto that. And though they're not as mobile as the Leopards, they feel a lot more solid to play. And that was just kind of, this was just kind of the point where I just kind of said, you know what, no, this is it. This is going to be the first one that I get, and I'm able to play fairly recklessly here and just kind of charge in, and I don't get that punished for it. It's just absolutely. It just totally supports my slightly gung ho play style, and I really dig that. So overall, like one of the cool things about Armored Warfare, is the fact that along with PvE, I mean, basically you're the head of a PMC, a private military corporation, and you do contracts, supporting, local forces and, basically law and order all around the world, fighting all these various rebel armies and terrorist organizations and drug cartels who are trying to take over, in the less fortunate parts of the world. And as you level up, like you have your own, kind of like PMC base with your motor pool with all your tanks in it, and you have like the commander that I have in this tank. I can just shift him into any tank that I want without having to pay an experience penalty or having to basically use gold to retrain him. So far, that's the system we have, and apparently that's the system that we're keeping, and so I really enjoy that. It just doesn't seem as, kind of price gougy or, kind of cheesy microtransaction type shit that a lot of other free-to-play games have. And yeah, once again, this is a free-to-play game. You can just download it and play, or you can go ahead and get premium time, things like that, which is more or less the equivalent of paying a subscription fee month by month in a game like World of Warcraft. So it's some people go, oh, I never pay for premium, but for someone who's played World of Warcraft and other games Eve Online for such a long time, a subscription fee is just like whatever. I mean, whenever I hear people go, "Oh my God, $14 for a month," that's outrageous, and it's just $14 for a month. I mean, I can spend $14 getting food. It's like, oh well, that's two less trips to McDonald's. Uh-oh. To me, it's not that. If it allows me to progress up to 50% faster, it's worth it. So I don't really see an issue with a subscription based gaming in general, and even in a free to play game, I will pay for a premium time. Now, one of the things about free to play games is, of course, when a game is free to play, people don't have to really worry about wasting their time, and it kind of draws in an element into gaming that sometimes it's those people who just don't care. They're just here to kind of see things explode, and that's all they really care about. But when you're in these PvP battles, you can just or PvE battles rather, you can just group up with five people, five friends, and enjoy the game together. You don't have to worry about being stuck with people who just don't give a rat's ass, win, lose, or draw, who are just there to watch things explode and play poorly and just not give a crap about anything because it's to them that's all they want to do is just log on and watch stuff explode, and you don't have to play with those people. And I mean, getting together with five other people to dominate in PvE missions is not going to be that difficult versus having to jump into a 15 on 15 group battle where you don't know who you're getting on your team and who's on the opposite team, and that can sometimes have a very strong negative effect on your gameplay. Anyways, that was the M1 Abrams. Let's see, I'm not too sure if I cut this video short before you see the end result. There you go. Yeah, so obviously it's a very good tank. Let's get on to the next one.